Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to grab yourself a brand new gaming PC case in 2023, you're in the right place. Because in this video, we're going to count down the very best PC chassis you can buy, all at different price points and sizes. There have been some huge PC cases in 2023,
as well as some little small ones as well.
And finding the perfect one for you doesn't have to be difficult. Just pay attention to this video and you are bound to find the perfect case for your next gaming PC. So let's waste no more time and get straight into it after a short word from this video's sponsor. Intel Gamer Days is back in the UK for 2023, bringing over a week of PC gaming deals right to your doorstep. There are fabulous flash sales on laptops, PC components and systems, all powered with Intel Core CPUs or ARC graphics. Deals include up to £300 off products from ASUS, MSI, Lenovo, Acer and more. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Intel Gamer Days deal today with the link down below. Right then, let's get started. There's no filler here today, just pure metric tons of PC case. And if you do want to check out current pricing at any point throughout this video, you can find my Amazon affiliate links listed down below. And kicking off at the budget or the more affordable end, we actually have three awesome options, the cheapest of which is from MSI, and this is the MAG Vampiric 100R. Usually available between £40 and £50. This case doesn't break the bank, yet it comes packing everything you need for an incredible gaming rig. Style, for one, with RGB vanes and half-mesh front that looks the business, but then more than enough space for entry to upper mid-range PC builds. I also like the fact that while it's not the absolute best put together PC case in the world, it is a lot better constructed than some of its competition. Of course, there always are going to be limitations at this price point though, so if you do want to upgrade to something that is even better built, you can consider MSI's MagForge 100R, as I built on this a few years ago and the case was rock solid. And if you go for the SKU that has RGB fans, you're getting a lot of case for your money. I'd also argue that it's a better looking chassis, but do be aware that it's definitely not the absolute widest case in the world, so do be wary if you're going for high-end GPUs. If you do need size though, yet still want to save as much money as possible, then you can actually consider the latest case from Montech, as it comes in at a mere $79 US. Hot off the presses, this one is the Air 903 Max, and not only is it big enough for some serious GPUs, but it has masses of airflow to boot, with three large 140mm RGB fans on the front mesh panel and a solid 140 on the rear. The build quality on this one is only fine, so spending more will definitely get you more, but on a budget, this case is pretty darn awesome. As we move on now to our mid-range cases, I would like to remind you that if you are new to PC gaming and you're maybe a little bit unfamiliar with all the different terms like ATX and ITX and what all the different sizes and things actually mean, compatibility, all of this stuff, then I have already made a video that walks you through everything you need to know about the different PC cases, and it will help you to find the right one for you. You can find this video in the top right corner. Watch it now or watch it after you finish this video. But as I say, let's press on to the most popular category, the mid-range case. And these are usually better built, easier to build in, and use more premium materials. And the go-to classic that is still the safest recommendation in the book is Corsair's 4000D. This case has been used countless times on the channel in both black, white, RGB and glass, and it pretty much nails everything. It's super easy to work with, it looks super smart, and it has great ventilation. A word of caution on the size of this though, as it will be absolutely fine for most buyers if you are someone that wants to put like a radiator at the front and use a very large GPU. Do be aware that things will get slightly too tight. So make sure you check your measurements before actually making a purchase. And this applies to all cases, not just the 4000D. A more recent option that's also worth considering is the new version of NZXT's H9, which in my eyes looks even better than the one from Corsair. This case is rather unique, as it actually has a special GPU-angled fan in its lower chamber, giving you great thermals out of the box. As with the 4000D though, this one isn't huge, and in fact you're actually limited to a 240 radiator at the top, so I probably wouldn't be using this chassis with an Intel i9. If you do need a larger case in this price bracket, then instead consider the Phanteks G360A, a truly awesome hug of a gaming PC case, as this supports a 360 radiator at the top or the front, while still currently retailing for around about £85. At the time of filming, I haven't actually built in this version yet, but the older one was fantastic to build in, and I love Phantek's implementation of that RGB side strip that does look super cool on your desk. Oh, tell you what, by the way, if you are going to put a PC on your desk when you're doing some filming, try not to stand next to an RTX 4090. If you're torn between going for a mesh front panel or the more visually striking glass, then the next option is for you, Cougar's Duoface Pro RGB. And this is a case that actually comes in at a very reasonable price for around about £100. So yeah, it's solid enough in its construction to actually make it into the category above. And it comes with two toolless front panels, one that's made of glass, and you guessed it, one that is entirely mesh. Other than that though, it's actually pretty similar to the Phanteks, with lots of space to work in, and colour options are both black and white. I wouldn't say there is anything that I particularly adore about this case, but then at the same time, there's nothing really wrong with it either. There's also one more case that I would strongly recommend in this category, and this time it's from Cooler Master. This enclosure is the TD500 Mesh V2, a revision of what was already a very good case, but the V1 always felt slightly cheap in places. The V2 version changes this somewhat. I wouldn't describe it as night and day, but the positive changes do make it much better, with an RGB fan hub to keep things tidy around the side, and there's now USB Type-C on the front panel. I think for most though, it'll be the design that wins them over, as you just can't argue that this does stand out from the crowd with its fractured glass effect and a crystallized mesh panel on the front. Overall, it really does look a pretty sharp case. Now, over the last few years, I've actually become a massive fan of smaller cases, as they take up less room on your desk, they're a little bit lighter weight, and in a lot of cases, they're actually a bit cheaper too. That was bad, even for me. I'll keep this bit short and sweet, but there are two slam dunk M-ATX winners in my eyes, the Fractal Pop Mini Air and the Asus Prime AP201. Both very different cases. The Pop Mini Air is actually my current personal rig case. Plug for the video in the top right corner of your screen, as it's just big enough to fit an RTX 4090 and a Ryzen 7800X3D, but then it still has enough cooling to keep it all running smoothly. Now don't get me wrong, it's absolutely not perfect. I mean, the RGB case fans one definitely look cool, but frankly they're a little bit on the louder side. But I do love how slick, vibrant, and frankly different it looks if you go for a more out there colour, and it really does go to show you that you don't need an oversized chassis, and it doesn't need to cost you an arm and a leg. As for the Asus Prime AP201, well, what can I say? This is actually my 2023 case of the year. It is just fantastic. I mean, technically, I don't know if this is slightly cheating because it actually came out just before the year started, but my first build was actually in January this year, and I was amazed with just how easily you could build a small form factor machine with such large components, even easier than it was with the Pop Mini. You can fit a 360 rad up top if need be, and thanks to the front mounted power supply, rear management space, and side cable bar, it always seems to come out looking neat and tidy when you're done. All in all, it looks sublime, is built like a tank, and fits almost any hardware, despite its size. Bravo Asus, you created something magical.
Oh, but PC Centric Micro-ATX is still too big!
Alright, let's talk ITX then. I've got three options and a bonus for you here, and it begins with the newest ITX in our lineup, the Fractal Terror. And this case is a bit different, as let's be honest, it's meant to look sexy, that's great. But as a result, the thermals and affordability does become slightly compromised. But I mean, come on, just look at this. It is so pretty. And despite this, hardware support is actually still pretty good, with larger but not the largest GPU supported, and decent enough cooling for CPUs up to about 120 watts. My advice if you are looking at one of these is to plan very carefully, because you need a big but small CPU cooler, and then you need a GPU that's long but not too long, and narrow but then not too narrow. And if this sounds very confusing to you, it's frankly because it is. Watch my full video in the top right corner and you'll understand. Perhaps then vanity just isn't worth the price, and you should instead grab yourself something that's a tad bigger. The Meshroom S from SSUPD, which is still my favourite ITX case to date. This enclosure packs a PCI Generation 4 riser cable and enough space for the larger size graphics cards, though again, not the absolute biggest. What it does do though is combine a tiny footprint with enough space for a top-end GPU and up to a 280mm all-in-one cooler, so you can have your cake and then literally eat it. Though I suppose I should say for legal reasons that this case is not edible. I understand though that not everyone wants to rely on a riser cable, and if this is you, then maybe consider the Cooler Master NR200P. This case has actually come down in price quite a lot now, yet it still remains an all-round winner, thanks to its combination of looks, space and cooling. I would recommend using the grated panel, not glass on this one, just for better airflow, and do be aware that if you do decide to side mount a radiator, it can be a right pain in the bum to then open it back up again. And then, ah yes, the bit I've been waiting for, this case, which is technically ITX. It looks like a vending machine, but it's kind of weirdly practical despite how it looks. I don't think there's any other way of describing it. It's just odd, isn't it? This is actually a Micro-ATX case that doesn't work with big M-ATX boards, so technically this is indeed an ITX case. Get your head around that. But anyway, I wanted to mention this as it is a super cool chassis that is pretty much different to everything else on the market. For ITX, I think it's fair to say this is rather large, but when you compare it to a normal ATX enclosure, it's actually a lot more space efficient, with the rig forming this rather neat cube shape and fitting the largest graphics card I currently have, the RTX 4090 Master. And this should not be understated. Look at the size of this thing. It is huge. There are a lot of ATX cases that would not fit this in. It is pretty darn cool. Okay, its cooling is limited to a 280 rad, and custom loops certainly won't be the easiest in this thing, but it was actually so incredibly simple to work with this chassis, and it's actually pretty affordable at around about £100, so I thought it was fair that I had a shout out. Let's move swiftly on though to the more premium cases, the best luxury chassis of 2023. Once again, we have an absolute classic to start, the Corsair 5000 series. Available in both glass and mesh versions, this larger size case was the vessel of choice for my hardline build last year, and I just love how grown up and tasteful it can be in mesh mode, or if opting for the X SKU, it goes all luxury Vegas with so much lighting that it's going to be impossible to miss. I don't like the fact that the case fans are pretty pants on the mesh version, but other than that, and maybe the price premium that Corsair has placed on this case, there's not really anything else to moan about. It is a fantastic enclosure that does deserve to be used for your luxury high-end build. If you're the sort of gamer that does want full RGB but demands mesh, then instead consider the Phanteks G500A. This comes with RGB fans as standard. They're not the best out there, but they're decent enough. But they also come with loads of space, amazing cable management, and that signature Phanteks RGB vane lighting that I really have come to love. If you are going to swap the fans anyway, then to be honest, it probably is worth getting the 5000D and then adding your own fans separately, but it is definitely good to have options. To be fair though, the best option could be the third and final one, the Lian Li LANCool 216. This case actually has bigger 160mm fans on the front that are RGB if you're going for that variant, and it really was so easy to build in that frankly it was a piece of cake. It has this semi-dual chamber design to it, so you can actually hide your cables down the bottom and then still ventilate drives and accessories, and it just gives a nice overall neatness to your build, whilst actually costing less than both the Corsair and the Phanteks options. Now, I've got one more category for you before we press on to my favourite case you can buy right now, and this category is big, because it's big cases for those that need a big build. The best all-rounder is actually the most recent case that I've built with, the just arrived 011 Dynamic Evo XL. Now this enclosure is actually a bigger version of the standard 011 Evo, and it lets you use up to 3 140mm fans at the top, side or bottom, which is awesome if you want the quietest build with big airflow. You can also use it in reverse mode for an inverted build, and let's be real, it's the water cooler's dream, with enough clearance for push-pull radiators pretty much anywhere. Another option that is just as elegant, but in a much more natural way, is the new Fractal North. An incredibly popular option, but one that I will caution against for users of all-in-one liquid coolers, because I found it very tight at the top, so I'd go with an air cooler or front mount. But other than that, it looks great, has fantastic airflow, and really is a breath of fresh air in the PC space. Then, for the penultimate case, we seemingly have everybody's favourite, Heights Y60. This fish tank-like case does tempered glass like no other, and it's almost a bit like a fine supercar. Everything about it is just right, and you get a look that satisfies every single time you boot it up. Airflow is rather unique here too, with a bottom chamber that feeds air up and through, allowing for the standard vertical GPU mount that actually comes with the case to be used, without compromising too much on thermals. But let's move on to the one that you've been waiting for. The absolute best of the best, the PC Centric favourite, the case I keep going back to time and time again. Have you got any guesses? Well, we've kind of already mentioned it. It's actually the Lian Li 011 Evo, and it is just fantastic. This case does it all. It is absolutely gorgeous, it has so much space for expandability and cable management, and it is among the easiest cases that I've ever had the pleasure to work with. It's almost impossible not to get a good looking build when using this, as it lets your PC parts quite literally shine, and I'm actually a big fan of the dark and tempered glass panel that does help to hide any spare cables that are lingering around on your motherboard. Now sadly, even my favourite case is not immune to criticism. This thing is not perfect, mainly being that this thing costs a bomb by itself, and it lacks any fans as standard, so that's all extra cost. And once you have assembled it, it can genuinely do your back in with its immense weight. Seriously, do be careful about that one. If you are building in it, get 2 people to lift it, because it's so heavy that I don't let my editor lift it anymore. Health and safety. True story. But honestly, I absolutely love that case. It is fantastic. It really does let all of your components shine. And if you are willing to spend the money, you're going to have something that is going to last for years to come, and you're going to be incredibly proud of. But that's my favorite. What's yours? Let me know down in the comment section below. What are you using? What do you want to upgrade to? Was this video helpful? What have I missed? Because there are plenty of cases that obviously aren't my favorite. So let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll reply to as many as possible to let you know my thoughts on that particular case. But absolutely smash the like button if you enjoyed this, get yourself subscribed, and if you do want to check out current pricing on anything that's been featured in this video, you can find them linked down below with my Amazon affiliate links. And while you're down there, why not bag yourself a deal with Intel Gamer Days? Get 2 free accessories with selected Acer notebooks, up to £250 off selected Lenovo laptops, up to £300 off selected Asus notebooks and motherboards, and plenty of deals from MSI. With so many deals to choose from, the hardest thing will be picking a favourite. Grab yours today with that link down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll catch you in the next one.